Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Peter here. Today we're looking at the house of Memo, Paris, and we're checking out Italian leather and French leather. First off is French leather. It's an interesting one. It opens up with rose water, so it's very floral in the opening with just a little bit of lime. And then after about a couple of seconds you get this kind of herbal spicy feel, and that's from pink pepper and sage. I'm not kind of keen on that kind of note. It smells a little bit funny to me. But then that doesn't last very long, and a couple of seconds later that's when you get this brown suede. The suede note's quite subtle and smells quite natural, and it doesn't really shout, it doesn't really push off the skin a whole lot. It's quite tame, and it's mixed with just a little bit of musk, which kind of makes it just more wearable. It just gives it a softer edge, and it's really nice. After a while the suede kind of disappears in the dry down, and you're left with kind of more like a musky rose. It's the rose note that hangs on in the dry down, and the suede kind of disappears. In terms of performance, I'm hitting about 5 to 6 hours longevity with this, with only about an hour of fairly soft moderate projection. The price point for these is £175 English for a 75ml, which in US dollars is about $244. So they are quite expensive, and for the price point I just want a little bit more performance. I would definitely say this fragrance is unisex. I can see women or men wearing this, and I think it would work in most seasons as well, and nighttime, daytime, dressed up, casual. I think it works for pretty much everything. I just think it would struggle in the winter getting through that cold. But yeah, that's French leather. So next up is Italian leather. This opens up with a pink pepper note, and then you get this tomato leaf, and the tomato leaf is really strong and a little bit unusual. To me, I don't particularly like the note itself. It just smells a little bit strange to me, and it's mixed with these heavy resins. It's got a popanax, myrrh, benzoin, galbanum, a pretty big mix of heavy resins. There's also vanilla in here, which just gives it kind of an overall kind of sweetness. But the way that it blends with the tomato leaf and the resins and the vanilla, to me just makes it quite cloying and kind of hard to take for too long. I can only kind of smell it for a couple of seconds before I've had enough of it. After about the 2-hour mark is when the tomato leaf kind of tones down and the resins just tone down a little bit as well, and that's kind of when you get this brown leather accord. Before that I don't really get a whole lot of leather, to be honest. It's mainly this tomato leaf and these resins and this sort of sickly sweetness. So after about the 2-hour mark it's quite nice when that tomato leaf fades and it's more about the brown leather. But unfortunately by that time it's kind of a really soft skin scent, so I don't really get the benefit of it. In terms of performance with this one, I'm hitting about 6 to 7 hours longevity, but again with only about an hour of projection. So again, for the price I'm just not quite getting what I'd want from it. And yeah, this is probably my least favourite so far from Memo. That tomato leaf blending with those resins is just too much for my nose. I find it very hard to smell for more than a couple of seconds before I need a break from it. Just a little bit too cloying. So that's my review for French leather and Italian leather. Neither of them I would buy personally. French leather is my favourite from the two, but again I don't feel it quite justifies the price. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.